Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining me. Well. Before I start, big shout out to my moderators in the chat. Thank you for keeping the chat awesome, and thank you for all your hard work. I do appreciate it. Um, I thought I'd do this little live stream to basically offload some information to people, and I'm not going to call people stupid or uneducated. Some of the people in the chats this morning, though, in the videos have been stupid and uneducated with their responses. And I think a lot of people are offloading emotionally rather than sitting back and understanding what's going on. Anyway, here we go. Hi, Marianne, Clover Queen, Lady J82 Northern Ireland. Marianne's in the chat. Hi, Debs. Thanks for your hard work. Christine, welcome. Welcome as a new member, Christine. Tabitha's in the chat. Free speech. 1 June. Pamela, Tabitha, great to have you in. Hi, Zepper. A lot of good people in the chat. Right. So I wanted to offload this here because I'm getting a lot of hi Pixie, Zepper's in there. I'm getting a lot of people sending me messages. This morning I read all the comments on yesterday. Yesterday I think people offloaded emotional response rather than sitting back and actually understanding what took place. Hi, Emma. Hi, Miguel. Right. Now, I did have one or two people comment, which were, and I think, probably broken souls offloading, and everyone that was offloading emotionally were doing it irrationally as well, and they didn't look at the bigger picture. Now, I did try and explain in this morning's daily rant about, hi Miriam, about the cost of war. And the one thing that I find strange, and this will continue, no matter how much you educate people, some people are so fucking stupid that they will never grasp reality. True. Now, those of us who have had family members that serve, regardless what war, regardless what service, regardless what they did in the military, service isn't just about military. Service isn't just about crossing that line with the gun to shoot the enemy. Service is about lots of things. In the background of service, you've got people making munitions, making bullets, putting the gunpowder in, getting the right size, doing the casings. You've people that drive. You've people that have to pay for the fuel to drive the vehicles there. You've people that have to pay for food, for clothing, for the roof, for rent. You've got people that the MOD's putting out procurement contracts to companies that are putting together the bits for the missiles, the bit to put together, to build the metal, to build the rudders for the helicopters, to build the blades, to fix the tank, to fix the engine, the seating, the covers, everything. It costs billions and billions of pounds each year for a country to defend itself, whether you like it or not, for people to watch the radar systems, for people to fly the planes, you know, every single thing, putting boats out onto the sea that train the tanks to keep the soldiers training. So whenever a country goes to war and it asks for help, it asks for help. But it doesn't just go and say, UK, can you help us? Because things need voted in. Can we help? What have we got? Look at this here. Well, we've got this from Afghanistan. Now, I always harp on about, I believe the West threw all its shit from Afghanistan, give it to Ukraine for Ukraine to fire off. And I will still stand by that. But that's still billions and billions of pounds. Okay? Now, when Ukraine reach out to the EU for help, the EU's like, oh, we need to have a vote. We need to have a vote. Right, okay, have a vote. Now, what you seen in the White House yesterday was about 7-8 minutes, maybe up to 9 minutes conversation, and it blew your mind. And the reason why it blew your mind is this. Every single war that's ever taken place, negotiations between leaders has always happened behind closed doors. The public have never, ever been able to witness that. Trump decided to do that in front of you. And the reason why he did it in front of you wasn't to bollock Zelensky, if you let me explain. He did it in front of the world's press to show the American people that their tax dollars aren't going to waste. He wanted the American people to see that their money that they've threw at Ukraine is coming back. He's the only world leader to ever do it. And you've seen it. And in front of the world's cameras, it wasn't really that robust. Behind closed doors is always 10 times worse. So here's what's happened, and it's pissed a lot of people off. The President of the United States of America has said, we want 50% of your minerals because we're giving you the most money and we're protecting your country. We're supplying munitions. We can give you safety. We can put up satellites. We can track the other nations. We can make sure that we have American interests inside your country. We can make sure that our companies and our military, we can make sure Russia doesn't touch you. Zelensky refused to sign it. Now I'm going to tell you why Zelensky refused to sign it. Okay? Please pin your fucking ears back. So I hate repeating myself. If you aren't aware, and I had to write it down here, I've done all my homework. So far, Ukraine has received help from 45 countries. But in order to get help from 45 countries, Zelensky's been flying around the world in his little begging bowl. I don't care what you think of me. He's going around the world speaking to all these different leaders. Now, he's promised something to each leader. Of course he has. He's promised something to Canada. He's promised something to the UK. He's promised Germany. He's promised France. He's promised Spain. He's promised Denmark. He's promised Portugal. He's promised Australia. Let me get it right. He's promised Italy, Netherlands, Lithuania, Switzerland, Sweden, Portugal, Norway. He's promised all these countries something. But he's done it privately to each country. He's done it privately to each country. Donald Trump's the only one who said to him out in the open, I want 50%. And the reason why he would not sign that deal is because all those leaders in the world were fucking watching TV. And they're all going, if he signs this, hello, is that Italy? How much did he promise you? 12%. Is that UK? How much did he promise you? 8%. Is that Spain? How much did he promise you? 6%. Is that Denmark? How much did he promise you? 9%. Is that Germany? Is that Netherlands? Is that Denmark? Is that Lithuania? So basically, Trump called him out on a national fucking scale for 50%, and he shit himself. And he wouldn't sign it, because if he had signed that, see this friendly EU, they would have all went, you lying piece of shit. You promised us that. He's promised everyone so much that the President of the United States of America called him out on it for 50%. And that's why Zelensky walked away with the tail between his legs. It had nothing to do with anything else. If you honestly think that the president got it wrong, then you're looking at things completely different. I'd like to point out this. War's not free. Freedom is not free. Some poor fucker has spilt blood so you can go and tweet your shit, or you can go walking around your house and see it safely, or you're not. Or the reason why you're not speaking German. So the thing is, freedom isn't free. It's not free. Somebody has to spend hours, weeks, months, and years making stuff to keep us safe. And if you think it's right that companies can just write off billions of money to somewhere else, at the same time, people in the UK bitching. We are bitching our energy prices are through the roof. We're bitching the council taxes going up. We're bitching the cost of living. We're bitching fuel and petrol. We're bitching about even buying logs, buying bread, buying coffee. Everything that's imported is going up because we're giving away far too much. So when someone like Donald Trump is the leader of his country, and he says, no, I've had enough. We want a signed deal. If you want peace, sign it. Now look at this here. I want to point this out. But Trevor, he's giving it. I'm going to be honest with you. Ukraine owns nothing. They owe so much out to fucking 45, 46 different countries that the country is nothing left. The president has promised so much to so many nations that Ukraine's worth zero. So here's what you do. You either sign the peace deal with the US for 50%, or you lose against Russia and you lose 100%. That's the bottom line, ladies and gentlemen. And when people are naively posting things going, it's terrible what happened, it'd be even terrible if the Russians get Zelensky. Then you'd be saying the words that Donald Trump said were quite tame compared to what Putin did to him. People need to stop losing their shit and look at the reality. The cost of living here in the UK would not be as high as it was if it wasn't for the Ukraine war. It wouldn't be. Yes, I understand that Putin's an evil man. He's an evil man. He attacked Ukraine. But why did he do that? Why? People just look, yes, Putin's evil. I agree with you. Putin's an evil, evil dictator and he needs stopped. But that doesn't mean to say that it's going to cost me £1,000 to go on the train, or it's going to cost me 100 grand for a car, or to fill my fridge is going to be £800. You know, that cost of that war shouldn't be affecting us. We should be using the minerals that Ukraine naturally produces to bring our cost of living down so we can help them in their fight to defeat Putin. And a lot of people out there don't understand that. A lot of people slagging him off. I wish the UK had a fucking strong leader like Donald Trump. What did Zelensky say? Oh, well, the money that Joe Biden gave us, it wasn't a loan, it was a gift. No, it wasn't. No one just goes, there's 100 million from the taxpayers. We don't want a receipt. That's a lie. If you go and do your own Google and your own research, ladies and gentlemen, you will see that a lot of the money given to Ukraine is through bonds and loans. They owe a fortune out. And there's far too many journalists out there ignoring the fact that war isn't free. Those journalists that are on attacking people don't understand that the people they're attacking are the ones supplying their freedom. So regardless what you think of me, and regardless how many people I lose as subscribers, I firmly believe that what the president did was perfect. I just wish that other world leaders would do it. The difference is all used from Canada, Australia, New Zealand, Denmark, France, Germany, and the UK. All our leaders are piss wet through, who try and do quiet dealings. Donald gets in the White House and sits him and goes sign the peace deal 50%. And Zelensky shits himself. And if you go back and you look at the 40 minutes prior to that, you'll find that, because we only got to see a little bit, you'll see that Zelensky really does talk down to J.D. Vance, the vice president. I mean, really? That's why J.D. Vance snapped at him. Don't come in here and disrespecting the White House. And he's right. You're a visitor. And for all you out there saying about him, how can you fly? How can you fly in a private jet for 17 hours and not put a fucking suit on? And regardless what you think about this, there's no excuse. There's no excuse. That tracksuit, that jumper he wears, those bottoms and boots he wears everywhere he goes. Yeah, it is his suit. And he does it because he knows it makes him look like a pauper. It makes him look like a pauper in front of world leaders in their palaces and their presidencies. He wears it to make himself look like a pauper so he can get more money. That's what he does, ladies and gentlemen. I hope everyone understands the whole dilemma about war and the cost of it. It takes us years. Why should we throw our money at a country and get nothing back? The UK had to pay its debts off for wars, didn't we? Every country owes another country for debts. We do. War's not good. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I think I have taken up enough of your time, and I hope everyone has understood what I've been trying to get through here with this. Thanks. What did someone say there? I'll take some questions in. Trump dragged him about being dressed up. Trump dragged him about being dressed. Well, exactly, and rightly so. Listen. And I want to put this straight to you. I left Afghanistan and went somewhere and had to wear a suit. I had to get a suit on the way to go there. And I was a fighting soldier in Afghanistan. This is a president. He's not on the front line. He's in a palace somewhere being protected with bodyguards and an army around him. There's no excuse. If a British soldier can get brought off their front line, get changed into a suit to go and do something, then get back into combat and go back in the front fucking line, do not give me any excuses that this leader hasn't got a fucking suit. He turned up to visit the king. The king. King Charles in a jumper and tracksuit bottoms. He's a disgrace. He flew all the way to America. He had 17 fucking hours in a jet to get changed. I'm just saying, you know what? It's disrespectful. And the way he talks, people, disrespectful. And he's been called out on it, and people don't like it. And tough luck. The only people really that are sticking up for him is the ones that are deluded in society, because the news has jumped all over this, and they've decided this is a chance to have a go at Donald Trump again. And the media don't like him because he calls out the media. The BBC's fake. That's full of shit, isn't it? CNN's full of shit. There's a lot of news channels out there that have been called out, and they don't like it. And every time they get a chance to have a go at him, they'll do it. But at the end of the day, it is what it is, people. Well, there we go. Yes, he did. What's this here? Theresa found out Trump showed him what a bully. Trump showed what a bully he is, demanding he give the US all their minerals if he want. You see what I mean, Theresa? You haven't listened to what I fucking said. Deborah, block her. I honestly, someone block her. I can't be dealing with retards. I just can't be dealing with. Theresa, you haven't listened to what I said in my video. You've just put your shit in there. You sound uneducated. You sound stupid, and it's embarrassing. Can someone just get rid of her? I can't be dealing with people like her anymore. It just winds me up because they're just so stupid. Yeah, it's just, listen, it's just, Google is your friend. Go and do research. Don't post shit online. It makes you look fucking retarded. It really does. And I'm sick and tired of it. I had it up to here with people that are stupid. I've had to get rid of loads of people today. Honest to God, I've reached my tether with stupidity. Thank you, Zephyr. I've reached my tether with stupidity. It doesn't make sense that people just put. I don't like Donald Trump. He hates women. He's banned men from women's washrooms. Yes, but he wants to, listen, just stop it. I've got a prime minister. I've got a health minister that thinks that people can identify as a llama. That's my health minister. I've got a London mayor that's trying to implement Sharia law in areas of London, which means women can't be seen without covering up. I mean, these are the type of leaders that idiots are supporting. It doesn't make sense. People are just so stupid. They really are. You can't win. You just can't win with people in society. Half of them have a brain and half of them don't have a brain. And the ones that have a brain have stopped negotiating because we're talking to brainless idiots. Just there's no point in negotiating. I mean, idiots are winning because good people have given up arguing. I've just went, what's the point? We're talking to a retard here. What's the point? That's the problem we have. I mean, we all watched what happened in the White House. And everyone came up with a different plan of what they saw. And I was like, what the hell is wrong with you? It doesn't make sense. We need a strong leader that puts Britain first. We need a leader that goes out, that brings in Zelensky and goes, what's the UK people getting for the 12.8 billion we've given away? But what do you mean? Well, I'll tell you what I mean, Zelensky. We've had to put up the cost of living. Interest rates have risen to cover the money that we've given to you. So in order to fix our people, so we smile again, we've had to cut winter fuel allowance on the pensioners. We've had to increase student fees. Fuel's going up because we've had to give you 12.8 billion so you can defeat Putin. So once that's done, can you give us a guarantee back for our country so we can loosen the purse strings and reduce the cost of living? How do we do that? Oh, well, I can't. Why? Trump got there first, 50%. All right. Well done, Donald Trump, looking after your own American people. And then we've got people out there going, Donald Trump's a bully. Listen. If you're calling Donald Trump a bully, you've had a sheltered life. Okay? You've had a sheltered life. You really have. And you don't understand what world leaders do all the time. Do you really think that whenever US Marines get hit and there's deaths in the US military, that behind closed doors, they're not shouting, bring me those fuckers' heads, bring it to me, I want these guys eliminated. That's what they're doing behind closed doors. But in front of the camera, they're going, yes, we are looking into this and we are going to get to the bottom of it. And then whenever they say that in camera, you say, oh, they're not strong enough. So now you get to see a leader hold another leader account and you're all going, it's bullying. You're sheltered weak people to think that. Right. I continually lose you. Why? Chrissy, I have no idea. Jimmy Evans, it's ecstatic that Trump is the president of the USA. It is if you're American. And I mean, I'm going to be honest with you. It is if you're American. You should be elated that you've got somebody fighting in your corner. See, if you're in the UK, we're pissed off that he wants to implement all these different tariffs. And everyone should be pissed off. But American, you shouldn't be. Stormer sounds like he's got a cold. Yeah, he always sounds like he's got a cold. So do I at the minute. What did someone say there? Biden's administration was talking to Zelensky, telling him to reject the deal the last few weeks. Well, of course he was going to reject the deal. Yeah. Zelensky. Yeah. I had loads of messages from people saying that Zelensky's got this house, he's got that house, he's got this house, he's got that house. And I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, I disagree because there's no proof. There's lots of rumors and websites out there trying to make Zelensky look like a billionaire when he's not. And I don't like that type of behavior towards somebody. Just because Zelensky's under extreme pressure, and because he's under extreme pressure, he's made that many deals with that many countries that he's now in the ship, and his country's worth nothing. I mean, the percent of minerals he's given to each different nation probably comes to about 200%. And there's no such thing as 200%. So he is struggling. I do think he probably will be ousted in the next election. I think he's fought diligently at the start, and he's tried his best. But it must be overwhelming because you can't keep asking for countries to throw their GDP at you. You can't keep asking the world to throw everything at you and not expect them to want something back. War is hell. Fifth and Grace Town. Yep. The content is gold. Thank you, President Trump. There we go. What did Mr. Will say? Stormer may be a dipshit, but at least he handled himself very well with Trump, unlike Zelensky. Do you know what? Because this is what happens. Whenever you're in the Oval Office and the world cameras are there, that's not really where the negotiations happen. The negotiations happen out of shot of camera. They're done privately. And I do believe from someone that explained to me, a conversation that happened privately between Trump and Zelensky, they were told not to mention certain things in front of the camera. And Zelensky went and threw things in Trump's face right in front of the camera. And that's when Trump shot him down and went, no, sign the deal or it's done. Do you want peace or not? You're messing with World War III. And told him straight to his face, ladies and gentlemen. And it basically is. Joe N. Jones, Zelensky pocketed our tax dollars. I don't know if he did, honestly. His government are probably just as shit at handling money as the UK government. I mean, so I don't know about that. But yeah, I see that you're exactly. War is hell, especially if you're a young conscripted soldier. Exactly, Janet. It really is. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, I'm not going to hang on much longer. I might just stay here to listen to your questions and drink my wine. My son just came in to me. He goes, Dad, before you go live, can I have some money? I'll go out. Kids. Well, when I say kids, it's like this. Yes, Sebastian. He's way up there. Yeah. And JD Vance did well in the Oval Office, sticking up for his president, saying, do not come in here and disrespect this office. Don't speak to the president like that. That's a tough guy. You don't let anyone disrespect your boss. I was like in Afghanistan when someone disrespected my platoon commander. It was another platoon commander disrespected my platoon commander in front of my men, and it fucking pissed me off. I mean, I was like, what? I'm going to be honest with you, ladies and gentlemen, and anyone that worked with Afghanistan will tell you. See, when I was fuming that somebody would disrespect my brand new platoon commander in front of his men. So, I mean, I gripped him. I gripped the other platoon commander. I'll be honest with you, his name was Pete Gavin, and I punched him right in the face in front of the sergeant major, and I disrespected him in front of the sergeant major the same way he disrespected my boss. Yes, I got told off about it, but it was war. Never let anyone walk over your team. Never. JD, he probably did. Yeah, you're right. You're right. Yeah. Stick up for your team. Always stick up for your team, ladies and gentlemen. Don't get me wrong. I'm not happy. I'll give you the truth. I live in the UK. I'm not happy with some of the decisions that Donald Trump's making, because it's detrimental to the UK, some of the things that he's done. But if I was an American, I'd be saying, well done. Well done. It's about time we stop the UK taking the piss with their VAT on all goods. I mean, you have to admire the man who's trying to do his best for his people. He is pissing a lot of people off, but there we go. Let's always go back to his old job working as a clown. Yeah. He was an actor as well, didn't he? What about the UK-USA trade deal? That may be pretty good, actually, because truthfully, our Prime Minister didn't look like a dickhead in the Oval Office and treated the President with respect. You know, that's what we got in front of the camera, and that's what you should do. What was the deal with the UK signing a 100-year partnership with UK? Will the UK benefit from this? Well, I'm going to be honest with you. See, signing these 100-year deals, it's just stupidity. Deals should be done and checked up every time there's a new president, every time there's a new government. If it's not working, change it. Signing 100-year deals with another nation is just stupidity. It really is. And to sign a deal with another nation isn't worth the ink it's printed on. The paper it's printed on, because a new politician will just rip it up and say, no, I never signed that, and the deal falls apart. So I think deals should be done. The Prime Minister signs a deal during his premiership, and then it gets looked at by the next premier. You know, it's just the next president. We'll see. Did the US benefit from helping UK in 1940? It did, actually, yeah. I can't think of the exact number, but I do think that thousands and thousands of our gold went to the US, currently being held in Fort Knox. Well, it was there before the Biden administration. And it locked us in partnership, hasn't it? We've become really good allies. Obviously, our friendship sort of dwelled away there during the Biden administration because he didn't like the UK. Deborah has just gifted 10 memberships. Thank you, Deborah. I hope they go to 10 good people. It says present. He said you don't have the card. Yeah, we heard that. You don't have the cards. Yeah. Now, the weird thing is, everyone knows how Donald Trump talks. And he said, you don't have the cards at the minute to play. We knew what he meant. But then Zelensky, being a wanker, sat there and went, I'm not playing cards. You know, and I'm thinking, what? I mean, you know what he means. It's euthism. He's trying to tell you something. But yet I constantly seen Zelensky try and belittle the president and belittle the vice president in the middle of their own home. It was just sad. Yeah. Sue has just gifted a super sticker. I don't know what they mean. Thank you, Sue. I don't know what they mean, but I don't. Oh. Yeah, what does someone say here? Matthew Marston. Okay, take a peek at Matthew Martin's live stream from yesterday. He aired it towards the end of the show. I've seen it. I don't need to watch his live stream. I mean, I actually watched the whole interview, and then I went and had a friend in the US send me other interviews about what happened during that day, where on the lead up to the 8 minutes that went crazy, there was peace. There was peace. They were getting, believe it or not, Zelensky and Trump were getting on quite well. They were leading up to signing the peace deal. They were leading up to signing it. And he was agreeing with everything that the White House had put down that day. He liked it. He was being wined and dined. And then for some strange reason, in front of the world's press, Zelensky started to become a little bit of a knobhead, and he said to the vice president, "Why didn't you come and visit? You know, what were you doing?" I mean, no one. I mean, did anyone hear this? No one's helped us. Zelensky telling the world, "No one's helped us." What? What? That was an insult. I tell you, so no one's helped us. I don't know what I'm going to talk about the UK. The UK, we've sent you tanks. We've sent you Javelin missiles, weapon systems, grenades, rocket launchers, missiles. We've sent you drones. We're training your fucking officers in Sandhurst. We're training your soldiers in Brecon. We're bringing your injured soldiers to the UK for treatment. We've taken your citizens in. We've given them houses. We've given you fucking 12.8 billion. And you have the cheek to sit there in front of the world's media and tell them that no one's helped you? You lying piece of shit. I mean, and people are upset at Trump. Anyway, on that note, I think I'll end it. I think I'll end this. There we go, people. You all heard it. No one's helped Ukraine. Insulting. I found it insulting. I hope you all found it insulting as well. Yet everyone's angry at Donald Trump. Exactly, Anne. Yeah. Phone up for an ambulance in the UK. One may not turn up because there's hundreds in the Ukraine. UK ambulances, isn't there? And our fire trucks. Shameful behaviour yesterday. And no one picked up on it. Rather than pick up on the shameful behaviour, everyone just went, Donald Trump's a bully. I seen the president of Ukraine as an ungrateful, spoilt little shit. That's what I seen. Anyway, thank you. I'll let you go. Go enjoy the rest of your day, everyone. Thanks for watching. Thanks to the moderators. I do appreciate all your stuff you do. I'll try my best throughout the day to I'll try to see how Fiona and Graham is, and only with their permission to give an update, if I'm honest. But prayers. Have a wonderful day, people. Stay safe.